In nowadays, we hear the term deep learning more frequently in the data sciences. What is this deep learning? The term deep learning refers to a training of a neural network. So we will take a neural network that may be a large complex neural network. Now we are training this neural network by using the deep learning. So this deep learning gives the chance to us to train any complex neural network. For example, if we have data of 6 houses, here on the x-axis, we have the size of every house. On the y-axis, we have the prices for the every house. This problem can be solved by using the linear regression. We already discussed in the machine learning. So here, by using these 6 training samples, we can predict the 7th house price. If we give a new house size, then we can predict the price of that new house. That is possible by using the linear regression. But if we use the neural network, and you remember here, we can take the straight line until the x-axis, until it intersects with the x-axis only. The moment it intersects with the x-axis, we cannot extend because we don't have the prices in the negatives. That's why after it intersects with the x-axis, I am taking the remaining values as 0. So this is called as rectified linear unit. We are calling this as a rectified linear unit. Already in the machine learning, we discussed about this neuron. Whenever we are giving the size as input, it is giving the price as output. Based on the size we are giving, the size of house we are giving, this particular neuron is predicting the house and it is giving the predicted price. We also called this neuron as activation unit. Here for some time being, we are also calling this as a rectified linear unit because the linear line is rectified a little bit. This is the complex neural network. Now we have given 4 inputs. One is size of the house, how many rooms are there in the house, what is the pin code of the house, and what is the budget you are looking for. Based on all these requirements, there is a hidden layer. In this hidden layer, there are 3 neurons, means 3 activation units are there. And finally, you are predicting the price of that house by using the input features. This is the standard neural network already we have discussed. Where we are using the deep learning techniques, where we are applying the neural networks in nowadays. Whenever you are giving some features, as we discussed now only about this problem, when we have the input features, we know the size of the house and we know how many rooms are there and we know what is the age of that house and where it is located, the pin code. And based on all these requirements, whether it is near to some road, whether it is near to some hospital or any facilities are there for that house, we are by taking all these considerations, we want to predict that house. So for that, we can use the standard neural network. And also when you go to the websites, some ads will be shown to you. If you click on that ad, then the output is 1. If you do not click on that ad, the output will be 0. So they predict, they want to show that ad to you such that based on your interest, and they check the probability that you can click on that ad. This is what we call as online advertising. For the online advertising also, we use the standard neural network. And when you want the image recognition, generally when you see in the Facebook, when you upload a photo in the Facebook automatically suggests you this person might be your friend, this person might be your friend. How the Facebook knows the person in the photo? Just now you uploaded the photo, but how the Facebook recognizes that? By using the image recognition. How it is possible? That can also be possible by using a neural network, but for that application we may use convolutional neural network. we may use the convolutional neural network. Example, if we give the image that checks with the already existing images from 1 to 1000 persons. If we give the image of some Prime Minister of India, that will check the images 1 to 1000, and that will give this person name is this. That is possible by using convolutional neural network. So whenever we have audio, and whenever I am reading some text, I want to convert that speech into text. That can be possible. That can be possible by using the recurrent neural network. Or I may use that audio to recognize, okay, this voice is this voice belongs to this particular person. This can be possible by using the conventional recurrent neural network, the speech recognition. And also sometimes when we want, when I am speaking in English, that might be translated to Telugu, that might be translated to Chinese, that might be translated to Hindi. That is called machine translation. That can also be done by using the recurrent neural network. And some in some complex applications, like some whenever in autonomous car driving, when without driver, when a car is driving by its own, when it wants to take a turn left or right, it has to take the instructions on the road signboards. You will observe, when you go on driving, you will observe, okay, take left to take right images. Otherwise we may sometimes in the steep areas, the curvy areas, on the hill areas, we may hit the remaining wrong sides. So to avoid that, they put a boards on the roads. So for now, the autonomous car has to read that signboards, and based on that it has to drive. For this application, for this autonomous application, we use cluster or hybrid neural network. So far we have been discussed in this slide different applications where we are using the neural networks. Whenever we have some structured data, means inputs are very well defined, then we can use the standard neural network. But whenever we don't have the structured data, unstructured data, means if we have the image, by using this image, we have to tell this image belongs to which person, then that may be done by using the convolutional neural network. When we have the audio, speech recognition and machine translation, that can be done by using the recurrent neural network. And the complex problems like autonomous driving can be done by using the cluster or hybrid neural networks. These all are examples for where we are using the neural networks. Now, as we discussed just now only, structured data. This is the structured data. This is the unstructured data. See, by seeing this image, we can recognize what this animal is. By seeing one image, we can recognize who is in that image if we know that person. But it is a very difficult task to the computer, because what computer does is it take one pixel, it take another pixel, like that it takes every pixel and it want to match with the all data images it has. So it is a little bit difficult problem for the computer. And when we hear some voice, we recognize who is that person. But again, it is difficult for the computer. When we see some text, either through WhatsApp or in the Facebook Messenger, we recognize what the text means, but it is very difficult to the computer to understand. So now we are asking the question, why the computer is finding difficulty in the unstructured data. Then we told to the computer, okay, so far human being is easily identifying all these things, so you implement the same model for the detection of the unstructured data. How human being is detecting this image? By using the neurons in the brain. So that's what we are calling as neural network. So we are also saying utilize the same neural network for the image recognition and speech recognition and text translation. That's why for the unstructured data in nowadays real-time applications, we are completely relying on neural networks only. That's where comes the power of the deep learning. In this COVID-19 research also, for many X-ray images, chest X-ray images, they are trying to implement the convolutional neural networks. As already I told you, when images should be recognized by using the convolutional neural networks to detect whether a particular, in the chest X-ray image, whether a particular person has pneumonia related to COVID-19 or not. So this is a very trending field in nowadays, the deep learning. In the next few classes, we will try to understand the terminologies of deep learning.